Hello everyone, welcome to my very first video blog entry for my vie en franglais. Today I will be doing a cupcake tasting. These are from Synie's Cupcakes, which is a shop just down the street from me in the 6e arrondissement of Paris. And while most Americans are familiar with cupcakes, you know, we all grew up with them, had them at birthday parties, maybe brought them to our kindergarten class, they're really new to France. There's a lot of French people that still don't really know what cupcakes are. They might recognize the name. They don't know, is it ice cream? What's this whole icing business? So I wanted to sort of discuss the differences that I noticed between French cupcakes and American cupcakes. A few things that Synie does differently to appeal to a French market is the size. As you can see from this one here, it's a little bit smaller than an American cupcake. They use a smaller icing to cake ratio. There's not just, a big dollop of icing on the top. It's a little less icing, a little more cake. The flavors that they use are really different as well, as you'll see from the ones I try today. But they'll use flavors like lavender, rose, lemon, really strong flavors that appeal more to the French palate. I will be also trying a savory cupcake, which I'd never had in the States before. So I'm very excited about that as well. So let's get started. I'm hungry. The first one that I'm going to try is called tarte au citron, which is just a lemon tart. And even though we use lemon a lot in cooking in the US, it sounds to me, based on what Synie was telling me, that the flavor is a little stronger. Both the icing and the cake is lemon flavored. And as you can see, there's a little flour on the top. So I'm going to bite into this one. So clearly it's delicious. I don't know what you guys were expecting, but it's definitely a much stronger taste. You can taste the lemon. You can smell the lemon even before eating it. The icing's still really smooth. It's not buttercream frosting. They don't really use that as much here or in the same style. It's a little sweeter actually, which surprises me because I believe in general they use less sugar than we do, but it's definitely a more rich flavor than other cupcakes I've had in the US. You can definitely tell that they used real lemon juice, but that is certainly very delicious. This next one, I'm a little nervous about. This one is called Sœur Violette, or Violet Sister. And it's actually violet or violets are very common in the Toulouse region of France. And clearly, I've never seen a cupcake with a flower flavoring in the US that I can recall. I've tried rose-flavored things in France before, but never violet. So I'm just smelling it at first. It's not really strong, but you can definitely smell a hint of something here. So I'm predicting it'll be a bit like biting into a tasty flower, but let's give it a shot. I don't even know if I know how to describe that. It has a very sweet aftertaste. Again, I'm surprised by the sweetness. And it's kind of like it starts out with the floral-like flavoring and then it just kind of ends. It's like candy almost. The icing that they use on these is more of a meringue-based icing. So it is a little crunchier on the top. It's not going to be as smooth. Again, this is not at all buttercream frosting. But it's super flavorful and it's really interesting. It's very different. You would not find this, as far as I know. I mean, I haven't visited every cupcake shop in the US, but you wouldn't find this just on the street in New York or any, grocery store type cupcake that you would get. But it is certainly delicious. Again, I think currently I'm preferring the citron, the lemon, but that could just be my American palate and what I'm used to. The third and final one that I will be trying is actually, like I mentioned before, a savory cupcake. I tried one earlier this week, I will admit, that was a tomato feta that was delicious, and you don't even think of it as a dessert type thing. It tastes more just like an appetizer. But this one is a sesame and herb cake with goat cheese frosting, chèvre. So I'm super excited about this because I love goat cheese, who doesn't? And it's in cupcake form, so you can't really get much better than this. I'm always more of a sweet tooth kind of gal and tend to prefer sugar, but this one might possibly be my favorite. You can really taste the goat cheese in the frosting. It's a little bit you know, garlicky, but it's not too salty at all. And it's a little crunchy with the sesame seeds, which I really like. And also, as you can see, even though I took a bite out of it, this is a smaller, that's a mini-sized cupcake, which is very popular at Synie's. They cater to a lot of cocktail parties, and people tend to order them in the small sizes so you can sort of serve them with champagne, and you can mix the salty and the sweet. So the small size are actually really popular at Synie's Cupcakes. Of all three, if I had to pick a winner, I would give number one for originality to the savory one with the chèvre on top, because that's just something that I can't imagine seeing in the States. It's, you know, goat cheese I associate very much with France, and I just think it's really original. But I think flavor-wise, I'm going to have to go with the old standby of the lemon cupcake. Like I said, it's similar to the ones in the US, but a much stronger flavor. It's kind of like biting into a burst of sunshine, if you don't mind my slight exaggeration. But I think it's delicious. I really recommend that you all either go home and whip up a batch of cupcakes yourself, whether it's from scratch, Betty Crocker, I won't judge. Or better yet, you could all just book a plane ticket to Paris, try some for yourself, and maybe stop by and say hello to me while you're at it. So again, this is the end of my first video blog and my taste test for Synie's Cupcakes, and I hope you all enjoyed it. And yeah, if you don't mind, I'm just going to finish up my dessert. Bon appétit!